I got an email recently from a UX designer after finishing their bootcamp, and this person wasn't really sure what to do next. He told me, I recently finished a UX bootcamp and I don't know how to proceed. I don't feel confident in both my UX and UI skills, the process and understanding. He asked me for help and what to do next. And after thinking about what to do next for a while, I came up with a few ideas that might be useful for you as well. But first, before I continue with actual tips and suggestions, I wanted to talk a little bit more about expectations. Because bootcamps in UX would really love to sell you this dream of, a bootcamp is enough to get a job. There's a job guarantee, that kind of thing. And sadly, that's not the case. And that's a problem because UX bootcamps are very expensive. So only a bootcamp isn't enough to find a job. That's the case. It could be, however, be a great starting point as your first steps into the world of UX. It could also be a great addition to your profile. And when I say profile, I mean the skills that you have, who you are as a person, your character, experience, projects, education, that kind of stuff. It can be a nice official certificate, for example. So, getting a job, very hard today. Many available designers. Also a lot of jobs still, but the competition is very tough. You have to put in the work, and when you put in the work, you can stand out, and it greatly increases your odds of getting a job. Having a mentor or coach helps a lot as well. Okay, with that out of the way, let's take a look at my suggestions that I would give you as a recent bootcamp finisher. First of all, I would start building your portfolio with quote-unquote real projects. Now I know that's a discussion as well, like what's a real project? Is a personal project good enough as well? Well, I think it is, but some companies don't, so it would really help to start building some extra projects. I think that's a better word, extra projects. One great way of doing that, and this is a screenshot I made recently, is by going to your target audience communities. This can be online, can be a real life event as well. But in this screenshot, it's someone on the software as a service community on Reddit, where there's a lot of software entrepreneurs. And this person offered to redesign a landing page and do a review. 10 comments already, probably a lot more if you look at the same post again today. And almost every comment is super positive. People really want to help out someone who's as open as this person. And this person will learn a lot about talking to customers, understanding what they need, what they want, doing the actual work, receiving feedback, that kind of stuff. This person is well on their way after doing a bootcamp, potentially to get to a job. So try and do the same. You can also do this on LinkedIn. You can do this in different subreddits on Reddit. Also in local events if you're open to working in a hybrid or in-office position. And after completing this work, you probably have to turn it into a case study. And that brings me to my second point, and that's the portfolio and case study checklist. Let's start with the portfolio first. I do a lot of portfolio reviews, and most of these here on the list are pieces of feedback I give, almost for every review I do. So let's share them here as well, go over them very quickly, and use this as a checklist. So first of all, do you own your custom domain? So do you have firstname.lastname.com, for example, instead of firstname.lastname.webflow.io, for example? It makes you look much more professional. It's a tiny investment and very accessible to have. So check if you have that. Up next, your homepage. make sure you have a nice hero section on the beginning of your page with who you are, so your name, your role. Like, are you a product designer, visual designer, service designer, something else? And what makes you different? Like, do you have experience or an interest in a specific industry, a specific niche? Do you have experience from a previous career that you can fuse together with UX? Something like that. Mention it on your homepage. Next, show the project you're the most proud of. A nice visual, a title, and a button to read the whole thing. Why someone should reach out to you. For example, are you looking for a job? If so, what kind of job? Are you looking to freelance? Are you an agency? Are you looking for work in a specific city or area? Be very specific here. And then finally, the best way to reach out to you. It can be a contact form, it can be a phone number, an email address, social media account. It doesn't really matter. Make sure it's easy to get started for potential clients. And make sure you pick something you're comfortable with. If you put your phone on your website, you're probably going to get a call. And you have to be okay with that. Okay, portfolio is done. Let's move over to case studies. Most case studies I review are way too long. You really have to keep it simple, keep it short, because recruiters are in a hurry. There are many different reasons to keep your case study short in addition to this. And even when you think you've taken away all the unnecessary text, remove another 20%. I really think that's possible, and it really helps with conversion and the number of people reaching out to you. Also, in addition to this, remove the section where you explain how design thinking works. Like, that's something I see many bootcamp finishers do. Like, that's so basic, and we all know how it works. It's really and then I did this, and then I did that kind of stuff. It's boring to read, and it makes people stop reading, and that's not what you want. So please remove that section. Another check for you: did you include results? Like, did you make a design, and what happened after? Did you get happy users, more happy users than before? Maybe you were at a company where there was data-driven design involved too. So if that's the case, maybe you can tell your readers something about conversion rates, time on page, completion rate, that kind of stuff. If that's not the case, you can also use a testimonial from a user. That's good enough as well. Did you mention business goals and impact? Closely related to the thing I just mentioned. And then finally, STAR method for writing. So STAR method means situation, task, activity, results. Start your case studies that way. You mention what's going on. That's the situation. Mention the tasks and activities you've done to tackle the situation. And then as a result, what happened after. That's a great structure for your case study. Include some visuals as well, by the way. So that's it. I think this would really help you for next steps. If you have any questions about this, if you're stuck, please let me know. I would be happy to help. There are some links to reach me in the description. And I think if you want, you can also take a look at this video I made earlier this year about how to get work, similar to the guy in the Software as a Service subreddit. All right, that's it. See you next time.